Hi guys, welcome back to Nixie DIY Crafts. To make this witch wreath, you're going to need some supplies from the Dollar Tree. You're going to need the witch door hanger, tinsel wreath form, some mesh, some tubing, and pipe cleaners. Step 1 is to remove the legs from your witch door hanger. Set them aside for now. You're going to use pipe cleaners to secure your witch to your wreath. So I take a Sharpie, I place the witch upside down, place the tinsel on top, and then here I'm just trying to find where I'm going to hot glue my pipe cleaners. So here you'll see that I marked all my areas. Then I take a piece of chipboard and I'm cutting it into 1.5 inch strips. I add hot glue where I marked on the back of the witch and then add my pipe cleaner and press it down with the chipboard. Once those are dry, bring over your tinsel wreath and start inserting the pipe cleaners into the frame of the wreath form. Secure everything in place. The next step is optional, so I'm taking this orange mesh and I'm going to attach it to the back of the wreath form. So what I'm doing here is, and I apologize, I filmed this a little off camera, is I'm taking the pipe cleaners that are already in place, I attach the mesh and I pull the mesh about 8 inches and then I secure it to the next pipe cleaner and I just go around the entire wreath. Right now it looks a little messy, but you'll see at the end we'll correct that. Now we're going to move on to the witch legs. So I found the skirt to be a little long, so I wanted to make the skirt, the bottom of it, be that pointy look. So all I'm doing here is just folding the fabric in half and cutting at an angle. When you make your second cut, you're going to fold again and use the tip from the folded side, line it up to your scissors so you can cut again to continue to create that pointy, like peaks, like little mountains. So I cut the front and then I noticed that the back side is still sticking out. So I decided to trim the back. You can also make the pointy cuts, but I decided just to trim it. And I was glad I did that. You'll see a little bit later why. I then take this orange ribbon and I cut about 5 inches and I'm going to accessorize her skirt. So I'm just going to create a little belt just to add another pop of color to her outfit. So here I'm just taking the hot glue. I'm adding hot glue to the trim and then adding my ribbon. Once you attach it to the front, flip it over, and then you're going to fold over the ribbon and just hot glue it into place. Now let's glue our legs to the top portion of the wreath. So I'm going to flip over my wreath, see where the skirt will touch the board, add my hot glue and then press the skirt into the hot glue. Recommend using silicone fingers or a silicone spatula to press it down because it does get hot. Now we're going to create some ribbon bundles. So I'm taking 2 different color ribbons and some mesh tubing. To make the bundle, you're going to need 1 of each color and I'm cutting my ribbon 7 inches long. I'm going to fold them and cut at an angle to ducktail both ends. You're going to take a pipe cleaner and I like to cut them in half. You're going to place your ribbon on top of each other in a form of an X. Then take your mesh tubing, wrap it around your hand twice to make 2 loops, press it in the center. Pick up your ribbon, pinch in the center, place all the pieces on top of each other, then use your pipe cleaner to secure it into place. I made a total of 4 of these for my wreath. Now, while recording this video, I did a horrible job at staying in frame. So here I added 3 of the bundles and now I'll take a closer look to show you how I added the last bundle. All you're doing is opening the pipe cleaners and inserting it between the mesh and tinsel and securing it to the frame of the wreath. Now to cover the little hole at the top of the hat, I'm using one of these spider rings. I cut the backing of the ring, I add hot glue to the witch hat and then press my little spider. Just like that. Next we're going to make a large bow for the top of our wreath. I'm taking these 3 different ribbons and I'm starting off with the black and white striped ribbon. The black and white ribbon is going to be the base of my bow. So you'll see here that I take the ribbon and I'm just folding it into each other. You want to make sure that you have 2 loops on each end. Set it aside, go to the next color, repeat the steps, fold it into each other, but this time make your bow or your loops slightly smaller than the previous bow. Again, folding it into each other, keeping count of 2 loops on each side. For the third ribbon, I'm going to take and cut 2 8-inch strips. I'm then going to ducktail all the ends by folding it in half and cutting at an angle. You're going to secure all the pieces using a pipe cleaner. This time I don't cut the pipe cleaner in half. So I'm going to start off by assembling my bow. I find the center, I pinch it, and using the pipe cleaner, I secure it tightly in the back. I then start taking the loops out and start fluffing my bow. It is best to use wired ribbon because it's easier to manipulate. My black and white ribbon was not wired. I then take my orange pieces and I layer them on top, and using another pipe cleaner, I pinch it all together and secure it in the back as well. I fluff up my bow to see if it's missing anything, and then it's ready to attach. So I'm going to attach it to the top portion of the wreath. I open the pipe cleaner and I just insert it between the tinsel and the mesh and secure it tightly in the back. Fluff up my bow again. I always like to add something to the center of my bows to hide the pipe cleaner. It's totally optional. So I'm going to go ahead and attach one of my felt little bows to the center. Now for the legs. I'm going to hot glue the legs to her skirt. So this is where I made the mistake. I added hot glue to the felt fabric and pressed the legs down. Then I added hot glue to the wood pieces and pressed the felt down into the wood pieces. Not a problem in the top, but a problem in the back. The hot glue, because I added it directly to the felt material, it burned right through the fabric. So at this point, I was so glad that I had trimmed her skirt instead of creating those pointy spikes in the back, because I needed extra fabric to cover the holes I made on the back of her skirt. So here, instead of using the hot glue, I'm just using double-sided tape to attach to her skirt. Issue resolved. There is never an error when crafting. Now the next step is totally optional because you can stop right here. But I took some glitter glue and I decided to add the glitter glue to her hair and to her hat. And that's it. That completes this project. Thank you for joining me. I hope you were inspired. Happy Halloween. Thanks. Bye.